Giống chị rồi, hôm trước chị có vào được đâu, cũng phải đang đứng lớp dạy cũng vào một tí xong lại phải ra để dạy thì học tiếp. Thế là
Vâng.
ở đấy cô giáo hỏi bài, thế chị bảo là hôm trước là tôi bị ọp.
Chẳng biết là hôm trước hôm giờ giao bài gì nữa.
Thế là cô giáo bảo là được rồi, để cô giáo sang phòng khác cô giáo kiểm tra. Trần Văn Giang, Giang đâu?
Vâng.
À,
Ok, cái nhóm này em tưởng là nhóm này Mai Châu rồi chứ nhỉ?
đâu cô đang chia phòng mà.
À, chia phòng mà.
Ờ, cô đang chia phòng làm nhóm. Vừa
Vâng.
nãy cô chia có mỗi chị với cả một ai tên là iPhone ấy, chả có tên gì cả.
Đây đang xem ở đây là tên là Giang nào nữa đây?
Giang mà, Trần Văn Giang ơi, Giang này chị biết. Giang ở đâu nhỉ?
Phải anh Giang á?
Đúng
Anh
rồi,
Giang ở
Giang này đợt trước học
anh
cùng với cả
Giang
lớp
dạy
năng lực sư phạm với
dạy
chị.
Tân Lạc đấy á, đúng không?
Đúng rồi, đúng rồi.
Dạy chỗ Lạc Sơn à, đúng không?
Chả biết ở vùng trên ấy. Cậu này là đợt trước là học cùng cái lớp năng lực sư phạm với chị năm 2020 à? 2020.
Ừ. Ừ.
Cô giáo vừa lấy vào phòng này kiểm tra đấy, nhưng mà chị bảo là chị bị off thầy cô này thôi.
Chẳng biết là phòng phòng này là có bao nhiêu người ấy chị?
Có 3 người đấy em. Có em này, có chị với có Giang. Giang rồi đang tắt mic cái này. Trần Văn
Nhưng chẳng
Giang
biết
đâu?
là ý là em tưởng là phải chục người một một phòng này chứ chia vào ấy. Thế nhưng
Chị
mọi
thấy
người chưa vào hay sao ấy?
chị thấy ở trong lớp vừa nãy có 19 thì mới có 13 người thôi.
Thế à?
Ờ. Giang bật mic lên tìm báo cáo kết quả cho chị. Bọn chị không vào đâu.
Chẳng biết
Giang,
là chẳng biết là yêu cầu làm cái gì cơ bây giờ ấy. Bây
cô
giờ
đang kiểm
em
tra
vừa mới
bài cũ
vào
đấy.
chết mất.
Cô đang kiểm tra bài cũ, vừa lấy phòng ấy có mỗi chị với cả một ai tên là iPhone ấy. Thế xong rồi lúc cô hỏi chị, xong chị bảo là hôm trước em bị off internet, thế là cô bảo don't worry. Thế xong rồi cô bảo là iPhone, cô gọi tên iPhone chẳng thấy ai nói. Thế là cô lại chia lại phòng, cô lại mời em với cả Trần Văn Giang vào đây. Hình như là hôm trước chị thấy Giang học chăm chỉ lắm. Giang đâu?
Và anh Giang vào giúp đỡ đi.
Giang chia sẻ kết quả của học hôm trước đi. Giang còn không thấy bật mic để nói này.
Cho nó không lấy đâu, bà đừng cho.
Chắc là hôm trước cô nói về cái vấn đề cái gì mà action plan.
Bây giờ sang phụ. Trời ơi, tập huấn năm nay tôi dạy ở trong ngành nào?
Ngọc Lê ở trên Mai Châu, em bật cam để chị xem mặt xem có nhớ bạn nào không nào. Ở trên Mai Châu là chị chơi với mấy bạn tên là Nhung ấy. Thị trấn là thị trấn.
Mặt em sẽ quen quá rồi còn gì nữa.
Hay quá à. Trên
Em
Mai
chỉ
Châu
biết
là
em đợt trước phải em cùng lớp năng lực sư phạm hay là lớp gì nhỉ?
năng lực sư
Lớp nghiệp
phạm.
vụ.
Nghiệp vụ hả?
Đây
À,
em đấy,
rồi, rồi,
đây.
em xinh gái. Rồi chị nhìn ra rồi. thế thì thế thì em chả biết cậu Giang này là gì, học cùng mình thôi.
Vâng.
Ờ, thì hôm trước chị thấy Giang chăm chỉ lắm thì chị bảo là Giang học đi nhá, xong đến hôm này mà cô vào mà cô báo cáo cô bảo là báo cáo bài tập ấy thì Giang báo cáo cho chị nhá.
Bây giờ chả thấy anh ấy trả lời vậy.
Giang lại tắt mic ngóm cái này.
Để về căn bản giờ mình chưa hiểu là làm cái gì, yêu cầu gì.
Cái gì nhỉ, hôm trước thấy cô giáo gửi vào mail của mọi người đấy, bài học hôm nay ấy, cái phần học hôm nay ấy, là cái phần adapting textbooks, là có thể thay thế sách giáo khoa. Còn cái hôm trước là phần action plan thì là cô đang kiểm tra đấy. Nhưng mình có làm đâu mà biết, mình có làm bài tập đâu mà mình có để mình báo cáo.
Chết dở. Thành ra thì anh còn ai nữa đây?
Yes.
Teacher.
Câu ai?
No,
The
hi.
teacher is here.
The teacher is very, very
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Ah,
It's okay if you're speaking in Vietnamese. That's okay to share your ideas together.
yes.
I don't know where iPhone went, but now you have some people to talk to, Young. That's good. So we've got Nhóc Lê and Van Giang. So Nyung said she couldn't connect to the last meeting. What about you, Lei and Zhang? Did you try any ideas from last month? Lei? Okay, that's okay. She's too shy to speak to me. Okay, I will leave you to continue discussing in Vietnamese then, and let me check on another group. For sharing your action plans and your ideas with each other. I hope it was helpful to try something new in your classes. As I mentioned, our topic today is about something many teachers asked me last month, is about adapting your textbook to help your students specifically. So that will be our topic today. Let me ask you 2 questions about how you change your course book. Okay, I'm curious what you think. So 2 questions for you. How much do you change your textbook when you teach? And how confident do you feel about changing and adapting your textbook? What do you think? Okay. Yeah, if you can answer the question in the poll so we can see everybody's together. But 10% is interesting. 10% change or 10% confidence?
For the first question, I think I have a depth about less than 10% for the textbooks. All right. I find something is not meet my student need. So I have adapt something, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Let me see everybody else's answers. If you can click on the poll. Okay, I have some answers. Let me give you another minute to think and share what you think. Okay, I'm going to close the poll now so we can share what everybody said. Okay. So the question, how much do you change your textbook? Everybody said they sometimes change it. So we're all in the same boat. Of course, like Nya said, when we meet part of our textbook is not suitable for our students, we know we need to change something. The next question, how confident do you feel? Okay, one person feels very confident. Good, I'm happy to hear. But most people feel okay. So maybe they could use some advice or some ideas about how we can change our textbook to be more suitable for our students. Okay. Oh, I missed my presentation. Okay. So if we change something in the coursebook, it should be to be more suitable for our students. So let's think about first what our students need. Okay. On my slide, I have 8 student needs, 8 things our students need. Can you read the 8 ideas and choose for you what is the order of importance? What is most important for you, for your students? Is number 1, 2, 3, 4, down to number 8. What do you think? Okay. Once you have decided, chosen the order that's important for you, can you put it in the chat box? What is your order of importance so we can compare our ideas? Okay, thank you, Nia. Okay, let's share our ideas in the chat box. What are the student needs that are most important for you and for your students? What do you think? They are all important, so there's no right or wrong answer. It's just up to you. Okay, Pooh, thank you for sharing. Okay, so I can see already we have similar priorities. That's very interesting. Okay, everybody else, can you share in the chat box which are important for you? Okay, let me give you another minute to share. If you can please write your order in the chat box for me. Oh, Ben, you're going the same as me, A, B, C, D. Okay, so everybody so far said that D is all quite important for their students. Yes, this is one of the big challenges. Yeah, Win put D number 1. So we agree about D. It's a big challenge for us as teachers to make sure the activities are the right level. And yep, also put it as number 1, D, yeah. Especially when we have students of different levels in our class, it can be difficult to make sure everything is the right level. But it's not the only important thing when we are changing the course book. It's just as important to make it an interesting and relevant topic for the students, so they are motivated to try with something that's difficult or easy for them. If it's interesting, they can try no matter the level. So these are all very important things, and they are all things that sometimes textbooks don't do very well. They don't know the students, they don't know what they're interested in, like you as a teacher know. And the textbook cannot give them an opportunity to be creative or an opportunity to talk to the other students in their class. The book can't do that. That must come from us as the teacher. So these are all very important. So we all said D. Lots of people are saying F and E. Yes, to be creative and to interact with their partner has to be an adaptation from us as a teacher. So all excellent ideas. Thank you for sharing. So how can we adapt our course book for these key things to make that more creative, to make it more interactive with a partner, and of course to change the level to make it easier or more challenging for the students? Okay, so let's look now at this document, 20 ideas for adapting textbooks. This document, I think Ms. Bick already shared in the Zalo group, and my colleague Matt emailed you. Let me add it as well into the chat box so you can see it. Yes, here we go. 20 ideas for adapting textbooks. So as we are reading and thinking about these 20 ideas, which ideas would you like to try? Do you do any already? I'm sure you do some already. And which student needs can these ideas help with? Okay, for example, some are helpful for creativity, for encouraging students to be more creative in the classroom. So what do you want to try? What do you already do? And how could these ideas help our students? Okay. Let's take a couple of minutes to read, and then we will discuss with our same group. Does anybody need another link or another email with the documents? Or I think we have it. Do we have it? Yeah, I see us reading. I think we got it. Okay, thank you, everyone. Now let's join a group and discuss which ideas would you like to try? Which ideas do you do already? And which of the student needs could these ideas help with? Okay, let's discuss with our group. Okay, can you join the breakout room, please, teachers?
Nhóm mình ơi, thảo luận đến đâu rồi? Giang đấy chắc đang cày sao mà chả thấy bật mic ấy nhỉ?
Okay, how are we doing in group 2?
Hello, welcome teacher. Come back.
Which ideas do you think you would like to try from the list?
Okay. Mr. Zhang, please. Can you share your idea? Trần Văn Giang. Hello, Mr. Zhang. Okay, teacher, in my opinion, there are there are 20 ideas for adapt language textbook. I think the idea is very interesting, but I like the idea number 2 because my students are in primary school, so they like standing before class to speaking English. For example, when my students have learned about ask and answer about health, I get my student act out the dialogues. For example, my student can stand up before the class and ask about health their friends. Okay.
So they like the acting, the dialogue.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, why do you think they enjoy that activity?
I like this activity because my student can speak English with their friends to practice their language.
Yeah.
Language, yes.
So they like the talking to each other, working with their friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. This was one of the most popular activities from the other groups as well.
Yes.
So we are thinking along the same way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's come back together and we can share the ideas from the different groups. What? Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sharing your ideas. We had lots of similar ideas. So that's great to hear. So I asked you which idea you would like to try and how it could help your students. So for example, one idea that I actually haven't tried before, but I like, is idea 3, which nobody here mentioned, but I like this one. So after the students read a story or a dialogue with characters, I'll ask them to write questions for the characters in the story. I think this will help my students because it gives them an opportunity to be creative, to think about the characters in the story and what they want to know about them. And of course, to practice the grammar and the vocabulary from the story. And also it will give them an opportunity to interact with each other. My primary students love acting. So if they can ask those questions to their partner and their partner pretends to be this character from the story, then they can perform a dialogue together. So the most popular ideas that we discussed, oh, no, I can't find it. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So lots of teachers talked about idea number 2. Either it's something they already do or it's something they want to try more, getting the students to act out the dialogue. I think it's a good way to get the students to practice the language. Some teachers also use the pictures from the dialogue and get the students to predict what it will be about. So this is a way of generating interest, getting the students interested in the dialogue. So you can use one activity in lots of different ways. Another good way to use dialogues is with idea number 19 that some teachers mentioned. So at the end of the dialogue, the students can add 1 or 2 lines of their own. So they can make the dialogue more personal, more creative, more interesting for them. Some other popular ideas were making a quiz. So instead of doing the exercise in the book by yourself, you can get the students to do the activity in a group and then run a quiz in the class. So again, it's the same activity, but this will help the students because it gives them more an emotional connection. They want to win the team, to win the game. So they're more motivated in that way. And another idea a teacher mentioned is to get the students to write a summary or a review at the end of the unit. Now for primary, this might be quite difficult, but it doesn't have to be, you know, a big paragraph. The review could be, you know, some pictures with captions about the things that they studied from the unit. So you can keep it very simple, but if it's the students making the review, then it makes it easier to remember. It's more personal to them, so it makes it more memorable. Okay, so that's most of the ideas that we talked about. I do want to talk more about idea number 1, because most teachers said this is something they do regularly. They have to make the course book better for their weaker or stronger students. Okay, so let's look at some examples of how we can do that. This document here is called Document 2, Grading Textbook Exercises. I also shared in the Zala group, and I will share with you now in the chat box in case you don't have it yet.
Where is the teacher? Is he out of the room? Everyone? Do you think so? I think our teacher is out of the room.
This night is very beautiful today.
Thank you.
Sao cái nhóm này nó ít người thế nhỉ? Mình tưởng nó phải mấy chục người các bạn nhớ lại nhỉ?
No, only 18 members. There are only 18 members. I see in the Zalo group, there are only 18 members, includes the teacher.
Okay, sorry, internet của mình lẫn của cô Joanna.
Yes, I think so. Maybe Mrs. Zana is out now. Hiện thể cô đang đi vắng, chúng mình thảo luận tiếng Việt đây.
Hình như là nhóm mình có 16 bạn ấy nhỉ, trong đó cô chia nhỏ đúng không?
À đúng rồi, thỉnh thoảng thì cô chia nhỏ việc ra để cho chúng mình thảo luận.
Nhưng mà có mấy cô ở cao phong em chưa thấy vào nhóm Zalo ạ.
Có Hương nó trong nhóm mà. Chị thấy có
mình
Hương
có
ở
16 thầy cô, 16
thầy ở dưới người đấy.
Mẹ Hương vào được rồi mà. Chị thấy có Hương,
mà trong
Cao
cái
Phong
nhóm
vào được.
Zalo đấy chỉ có 14 thôi, còn thiếu 2 sao, 2 cô không hay sao ấy ạ.
Ăn vạ à?
Bạn nào mà con nhỏ thế?
Bạn Thư, bạn Tranh Thư. Thôi, nhân thể cô đang đi vắng, em xem một cái phần là em sửa sách giáo khoa cho mọi người xem tình hình nào nhá, chú vui nhá. Tóm lại là sửa sách giáo khoa, thay đổi sách giáo khoa thì có rất nhiều kiểu. Thế đây là một ví dụ em thử làm, mọi người thử nghiên cứu xem cho nó vui trong lúc cô đang đi vắng. Đây, ví dụ như này. Sao nhỉ? Đợi tí nhá để nó to lên tí đã. Quan điểm của em là sách giáo khoa thì thực chất ra ấy, sách giáo khoa hiện tại người ta cũng, mình nói chung là cái trình của mình cũng còn đang non, mình chả dám sửa gì nhiều đâu. Mình chỉ chủ yếu là mình sửa để làm sao nó phù hợp với cái trình độ học sinh của mình thôi. Về cơ bản là em toàn làm theo cái ý tưởng một thôi, đó là làm cho nó dễ đi hoặc nó khó lên cho nó phù hợp với học sinh của mình thôi. Đây ví dụ như là
sorry đây này.
Thế à?
Cô giáo sorry, the internet connection has broken.
Chủ yếu là sách giáo khoa thì mình đôi khi mình sẽ bỏ đi một số phần và đôi khi mình thêm vào một số phần. Nhưng nói chung ấy, đại đa số là nói chung sách giáo khoa thì chương trình họ nghiên cứu cũng đã chuẩn, về cơ bản nó chuẩn rồi. Chỉ có điều là nó phù hợp với cái học sinh theo khu vực của mình hay không mà thôi. Nhưng mà cũng có một số phần.
Màn hình. Chị nào? Chị xem màn hình lúc của chị cho bọn em xem với.
Ở đây là một ví dụ thôi. Đây chị xem với mọi người một ví dụ là chị nói về việc sửa sách. Nó có tương đồng với mọi người không? Ok. Thì ví dụ như bản thân mình nhá. Thì đối với mình khi mà mình dạy trong chương trình thực tế thì nói chung là mình vẫn quan điểm là mình bám sách đấy. Tại vì mình vẫn nghĩ rằng là các chuyên gia họ đã nghiên cứu sách là mình rất là tôn trọng và mình thấy là nó cũng khá là hợp lý. Nhưng mà ví dụ như trong quá trình mình dạy ấy thì mình thấy là nó có một số chỗ mà cần phải sửa. Đây ví dụ như ngay trong chương trình tiếng Anh 5 này thì mình lấy đây là một ví dụ nhá. Mà Trang Thư ơi, em có thể tắt mic. Thì ở đây thấy là đây là một cái bài tập gốc. Đây là một bài tập gốc này. Thì trong cái bài số 3 này, write about your last holiday. Thì trong cái bài này bỗng dưng là tự dưng câu số 1, câu số 2, câu số 4 thì rất ổn. Nhưng có cái câu số 3 này này. Câu này là đối với học sinh nếu bình thường cái nội dung này nó chưa học. Nó chưa hề học luôn. Mà trong sách giáo khoa nó lại có. Có đúng không? Mọi người khi dạy có bị như thế không? Câu này là câu số 3 này là what did you do there?
What did you do there? Đúng rồi.
Đúng rồi. Thì câu này học sinh nó chưa học về hoạt động ở thì quá khứ. Thế thì đối với mình là mình sẽ cho học sinh bỏ đi đấy. Mình không ngần ngại đâu, mình cho học sinh bỏ thẳng câu này luôn. Mình chỉ khuyến khích một số em này, em nào viết được thì có thể chia sẻ cái nội dung mà em viết. Còn lại là mình cho học sinh omit hẳn cái câu này đi. Đấy thì với cái nội dung như thế này nghĩa là mình chỉnh sửa bằng cách là mình bỏ đi hẳn một phần. Mình bỏ đi hẳn một phần trong cái phần này, trong phần bài tập này. Chỉ còn lại 3 câu hỏi thôi. Đi đâu, đi bằng gì và có thích chuyến đi đó không? Tại vì học sinh chưa học cái nội dung 3 này. Thì đấy là cái phần mình chỉnh sửa đối với dạng bài như thế này. Còn với một cái bài nữa, đó là bài viết, kỹ năng viết. Thì người ta yêu cầu là cái bản gốc của nó đây này. Ở đây bản gốc là của nó là viết 4 câu như thế này nhá. Nhưng mà mình thì mình có thể làm cho học sinh dễ hơn, đó là mình bỏ đi câu 3 và mình thêm cái phần là draw and write about your last holiday. Tức là mình thêm phần vẽ vào nữa, vì học sinh nó rất là thích vẽ như thế này. Và cái phần vẽ này thực ra là nó đã một phần là nó lên ý tưởng cho học sinh về cái phần hình như cô giáo vào rồi nhá. Thôi mình tắt đi nhá. Nào
Cứ
mình
nói đi, cô nói đi, cứ nói đi.
Thì là phần này mình cho thêm phần vẽ tranh vào đây. Ví dụ như đây là viết về kỳ nghịch của em. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, please continue now. This is amazing. Please continue. We are all learning.
All right. So I'm sharing, when we are waiting for you, I'm sharing my idea to my to the partner in the group. All right. So let me continue. Now I will finish my sharing soon. All right. And here is the original exercise. Oh, I write the word miss the letter E here. And for this exercise, I omit question number 3. I just skip number 1, number 2, and number 3 only. Because for my student, number 3, they didn't learn about that. But the writer of the book give the question to the exercise. So many students cannot do the exercise. All right. So I omit number 3. Because the student just learn about where did they go on holiday and how did they get there and what did they think about the trip. They didn't learn about what did they do. So they cannot write the sentences for this question. So I omit the question. This exercise from textbook Tiếng Anh 5, Unit 3. All right. And I make it easier. I ask my student to draw the picture about your last holiday. And then write the answer for the 3 questions. For me, drawing the pictures gives students the brainstorming for the idea, for the writing, so they can write better. All right. The reason for adapting the text is not relevant with what students learn in unit. They did not learn about the part activities before. Drawing activities help students to build up the idea before writing, and students like doing something creative. That's all about my idea. I have no example too, but I will say it later. Sorry, Mrs. Turner.
No, sorry necessary. Thank you so much. Sorry, everybody. My Wi-Fi cut, but it's back now, so yeah. I'm okay. Thank you, Nya. I was just trying to share some examples about how to make an activity easier or more difficult, just like Nya was. So like her, I will share with you my examples. Sorry, here we go. Okay, so with an activity, from the reading is sometimes very difficult for the students, even if it's multiple choice. So if we have weaker students, we can eliminate one of the options. So they just have 2 to choose. If you have time, you can make it like this, but it might take some time. So you can just put on the board, write on the board what the true options are and eliminate one of the false ones. Or if you have stronger students in the class, you can challenge them by removing the multiple choice completely and just have them answer the question. Just cover up the multiple choices. So if you have stronger students in the group or in your class, this is a good way to make it more difficult. Another popular task in the textbook is a gap fill activity like this, where you have the words in the box and you have the definitions here. So if all the words are new, then it can be very difficult for the students to complete this task. So you can make it easier like this by dividing it into smaller. So instead of all the words and all the definitions, you can give half and half, especially if you give 3 to 1 student and 3 to 1 student, it's easier for them to complete, and then they can share with their partner. It's an opportunity for more speaking. Or if you've got very strong students, or they already know the words, don't give them the words, just give them the first letter and ask them to write the words. Okay, and here's a third option. If we have weaker students in our class and it's a long exercise, we can ask the weaker students to do, for example, the odd or the even numbers. So they're just doing half of the exercise. Again, they can share with their group. So the group together has all the answers. The stronger students can do them all, but the weaker students just do the odd or the even. So these ones can help the weaker students with minimal preparation. You don't have to make the activity if you don't have time. You can just divide it for these students and these students. Okay. So I think you have this document now. It's just some different options. And now feel free to, if you want to share yours with in the chat box as well. So you have lots of different ways of changing the level of the activity in the class. Okay. So before we finish today, 2 things to complete. Firstly, at the beginning of class, we looked at our action plan from last month. Let's think about our action plan for this month. We've all chosen one of the 20 ideas that we want to try. So for example, I'm going to try number 19. What ideas from today will I try? All right, next time I'm working with dialogues, I will get my students to write an extra 2 or 3 lines of the dialogue. Why? To encourage creativity, and because they like act. I know that they like this, so I think they will enjoy this activity. What class and what activity will I try it with? Okay, I'm going to try it with grade 3 on a Wednesday, for example. And how will I know if it's successful or not? Okay, so this is encouraging the students to be creative. It's the first time we try it, so maybe it won't be perfect. That's okay. So I will know it's successful if all my students try the activity and at least one group can perform their dialogue. And then next time, more students will get better and get better. They can see what to do. They can practice. This is the first time, so I just want them to try it. Okay, so that's my example. What idea from today I want to try, what class I'm going to try it with, and how will I know it's successful? Of course, it won't be perfect, but if they can try it, I'll feel happy. I'm satisfied about that. Okay. So after the lesson or after the class today, if you can complete your action plan, feel free to share it with us in the Zalo group so we know what ideas everyone's working with. Lots of people chose idea 3 and idea 19. So there may be some other teachers who are trying the same thing. So it's useful to share with each other and learn from each other. Okay. And my last thing for today. So our topics so far, last month we talked about interaction in the classroom. This month we talked about adapting our course book. I really want to know, what should we look at next month? What topics do you want to learn in our tag? What questions do you have? What problems are you having? Help me choose a topic that's useful for you. Okay, so for example, this is our Padlet. You can add any questions or any ideas that you have. For example, I want to learn more speaking activities for a big class. I have 45 students. It's difficult for me to do speaking. This is a problem I have. Can you help me with this? Okay. Here is the link to the Padlet. Can you add your ideas on here? What topics do you want to learn in this group? What's next? What should we learn next? Okay, please just for 2 or 3 minutes, add your ideas. So Miss Pick and I can choose something great next month. Some interesting suggestions. Thank you. Okay, so a couple of similar suggestions. Okay, so some pronunciation, some writing, interesting ideas. Thank you. Let me give you another minute to add your suggestions. Okay. Let me show you what you said in case you can't open it. So this was my example here about speaking activities. Couple of different requests. So a suggestion about pronunciation activities for production stages in the lesson. Interesting. I think we can think of some suggestions for that. Two teachers had questions about writing. So very similar. One teacher said their students feel bored. How can they make it more interesting? How can they make it exciting? Okay, exciting is a challenge, but hopefully interesting we can help. So those are interesting suggestions here. And then also teaching vocabulary when you have a large number of students. And another pronunciation suggestion. Okay, thank you, everybody. If you think of more ideas you would like to study in the future, you can add them to this list. I will keep it open. Seems like 3 main ideas is a big class, writing and pronunciation. Yeah, make writing more interesting. 3 people want to make writing more interesting. Maybe that's a good idea. So the next steps are this. So firstly, follow your action plan. What ideas from today are you going to try in your class? Please share your ideas with us in the Zello group. What did you try? Is it working? Do you have any questions? The other teachers can help you. Vic and I can help you as well. And then about the next topic, I think we should have a poll so we can choose together which is the best topic for everyone. Our next tag will be on Tuesday, the 1st of November. I think this time is better than in the afternoon. I think more people are able to join us, but I will check again with you because in the UK, the time will change next month. So we need to think about that. It's going to be winter in the UK next month. It's already getting cold. So we'll need to change the time maybe. I will check with you before next month, but definitely it will be 1st of November. And please be ready to share your ideas. The more you share, the more we learn together. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I appreciate you sharing and good luck with your action plans. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And
you're sharing. Bye.
Yes, thank you for sharing, everyone. I agree. Okay, I'll see you in Zello and I'll see you next month. Okay, happy October.
Many nice idea. All right. We hope that we can apply in our class. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, and see you on November.
Yeah, see you in November.
We will discuss about the time later. We will discuss about the time later. Don't worry. Okay. We can ask our leader to give a time to join the class because it's very interesting. Maybe I
hope so. We can ask. I know we're all very busy. Teachers are so busy people. So
we have to work all day at school, and in the evening we want to work to earn some more money. So we are busy all the time.
Exactly.
So,
okay. Well, I hope we can choose the best time. And thank you for taking over for me now when I was lost Wi-Fi connection. I needed your help today, so thank you.
Goodbye, Zana. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.